Alright, welcome to the game. Another exhibition game between the 84 Tigers taking on the 85 Kansas City Royals. Both are World Series champs in those years. Alright, so let's get started. And I believe everybody knows how this works now. If not, I'll show you for an inning how it works. So up to bat first is Lou Whitaker taking on Charlie LeBrand on the mound for KC. And he has a 2.69 ERA with 17-9 on the season. Alright, all we do is roll. So we rolled the die, we got a 35, well 65 down here. Go over here, there's your 35, and it'll automatically tell you what happens. So that's an out, and you just hit in at bat. You get your first out, base is empty. Go to the next batter, you hit row now. Alright, on this one, got Alan Trammell up now. And he rolled a 33, so that's a hit. So you go to the second. Well, you come down here to the second row now, dice roll 61. Come over here, 61. You go to the second row of that's a 6. That'll tell you it's a double to right. So you just hit the end at bat and he'll go to second base. It shows you. And the out's 1. That brings up Kirk Gibson now, batting 282 with 27 homers on the season. All we do is hit row, go down here where the dice are, 64, come over here, 13, and it tells you strikeout. Third strike gets past the catcher, batter out at first, runner holds. So the catcher throws, and our catcher is Sundberg, picks it up, throws it over to first, and we got Belboni over there making the grab. So we got 2 down now with a man on second. That brings up Lance Parrish, 237 on the season, had 33 homers. And he rolled a 54. That's a 32. And it tells you right there, fly out to right field. And that's going to be Smith over there to make the grab. And after the top of the first, Tigers surrender a runner on second. And on the mound for the Tigers is Milt Wilcox. He had a 4 ERA. He was 17-8 on the year. And up to bat first for KC is Frank White, 249 with 22 homers. Here we go. Row 45, go over there to the 45, gets a 14, and that's going to be a base on balls. Just hit in that bat, and he's on first base. Next row, Lonnie Smith, batting 257 with 6 homers on that year. Roll the die, and we get a 64, 13. This time it's going to be a strikeout. So he just hit in that bat, man on first, 1 out now. George Brett up now, 335 with 30 homers. What a year for George Brett. He rolls a 64, gets a 13. That's another strikeout by Wilcox. That's going to be 2 down. Wilcox Stanham is 25 batters. All right, so Hal McRae's up now, 259 on the year with 14 homers. Man on first, 2 down. And he rolls a 16. That's a 24. A 16 is a 24. Fielder's choice. Runner out at second. So it'll be a 6-4 put out. And that's going to involve Concepcion. Throws it over to White for the fielder's choice out. So we end that at bat, and we're going to go to the top of the second now with Darrell Evans up. And LeBrant has stamina 30. And he's at 4 already, so that's showing you right there. Let's roll it. We get us a 34. This will be the last one I show you. Like 56. Gets a 34. That shows up over there, and it tells you out at first. That'd be a 5-3 put out by George Brett, picking it up and throwing it over to Balboni. So Darrell Evans is down. Larry Herndon up now, 280 on the year with 7 homers. He got a 13 on his row. That's going to be a strikeout for the second out. That brings up Chet Lemon now, 287 with 20 homers. Let's see what he gets. Just look at 24. That's going to be a 6-3 put out, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for LeBrant. And we go to the bottom of the second now, 0-0. Frank White up now, 249 with 22 homers on that year. Go. We got us a strikeout. We got a 13, so that'd be a strikeout. Then we go to Balboni. Steve Balboni's up now, 243 with 36 homers. He rolls there. Gets a 13. That's going to be a strikeout. 2 down. Darryl Motley, 222 average, 17 homers. And he rolls a 26. That's going to be a 4-3 put out for the third out. That'll be White picking it up, tossing it over to Balboni. And we're going to go to the top of the third. Remember, you go to the box score, see what's happening with the pitchers. Right now, Wilcox has got 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. And LeBrant's got 2 in 2 innings. So Wilcox is dealing right now. You also go to the score sheet. See how each play result happened. Let's get back to the game. Dave Bergman up now, 273 with 7 homers. Let's roll it. Right here is a 6, so that's going to be a hit. Remember, you go to the second row now, and you come to that 26. You go to the second, that's going to be that 6. That's a double to right center. Right here, on second base, no outs. Howard Johnson up now, 248 with 12 homers. See if he can bring in Bergman. He rolls a 26. That's an out at first. Runner to third on the 4-3 put out. So we end that at bat. We got 1 out. Man on third. And 1 out. I think they're going to bring the infield in. So here's your infield in. Just click that. They're going to try to stop that run. Okay. Lou Whitaker back up. Top of the lineup. And he rolls a 30. That's going to be a fly out to left field. Runner scores. P runner holds on third. Let's see if Bergman's a P. He is a G for the base running. So he will score on the sacrifice fly by Lou Whitaker. Let's end that at bat. And yep, there you go. You see the run scored now. They're hoping for the ground ball. Well, he got a deep fly out. Alan Trammell up now. He had 19 stolen bases with 13 caught. Rolls a 7. Single to right. Detroit looks like they're starting to get the bats going. Kirk Gibson back up. He had 29 steals with 9 caught steals. And he's going to hit a 1 there. And a 1, that's going to be a home run out to left field. Gibby smacks in a 2-run shot to put the Tigers up 3-0 in the top of the third. All right. That brings up Lance Parrish now again. He had 2 stolen bases and he got caught 3 times. And let's roll. Rolls a 24. That's going to be a 6-3 put out. That'll be Casepis own. Tossing a bell, Boney. And that'll end the inning. Top of the 3rd after Kirk Gibson hit that 2-run shot. All right, so Jim Sundberg's up now for KC. 245 with 10 homers on that year. He rolls a 24. That's going to be a 6-3 put out by Alan Trammell, making the scoop, tossing it over to Bergman. I'm sorry. Onyx Concepcion's up now, 204 with 2 homers in 85. 14, that's going to be a base on balls. As you can see, he's on first now, 1 out. Frank White, I think we're back to the top of the lineup. Yes, we are. Frank White had 10 stolen bases, got caught 4 times. Get us a 9, single, beats out a bouncer in front of the plate, runner to second. Parrish can't get Frank White. Must have a little bit of speed. He's the leadoff hitter. So they got a man on first and second with 1 out now. That brings up Lonnie Smith, who had 40 steals, was caught 7 times. A 13, that's going to be a strikeout. Wilcox needed that one. That's going to be 2 down now. And that brings up George Brett, the big bat for KC. Can he bring in those runs? Let's find out. He hits a 30. That's going to be a fly out to Larry Herndon out there. And that's going to end the inning. And they strand the runners as we go to the top of the 4th. Okay, Darrell Evans back up. He tried to steal 2 times. Made it twice. And got caught 2 times. Rolls a 14. Base on balls. Do that. Larry Herndon now stole 6 bases, got caught 2 times. Larry Herndon's up. He's got a 2 for hit and run. We're going to try a hit and run. We'll go over here. And they'll calculate that all for you. But the hit and run, he has a 2. So there's a chart for it. If you play the regular cards and dice, you'll be able to see that. But let's see what happens. He rolls. And they don't show you anything on the screen for the hit and run. So he ended up getting a single to right, runner to third. So that moved him over to third on the play. So they were successful with no outs. Sparky getting a little aggressive. His last couple of games been kind of close for him. Want to pull ahead some more. So it's back to the standard play. So that's good. It goes automatically back. So Chet Lemon back up. He had 5 steals and got caught 5 times. He got a 14. He walks. Win that at bat. It's bases loaded now. And that brings up Dave Bergman. He stole three times and got caught 4. And he's going to fly out to left field. One runner scores, others hold. So it's going to bring in a run for Detroit. So the hit and run worked out for him. A 1 out. Man on first and second now. Howard Johnson back up. He had 10 steals and got caught 6 times. So Sparky had these guys running. 13. That's going to be a strikeout. And LeBron needed that one. 2 down. He's got that 30 standing when he's already faced 18 batters. How's it going, Doug Hunt? Who you going for? Who you want to win this matchup? All right, sweet Lou Whitaker up to bat. 2 down. Can he bring in an extra run for Detroit? He rolls a 14. 2 balls. So that's gonna load the bases. Oh, no. We gotta re-roll. He's got 2 balls. So he rolls a 7 this time. A single to left. 1 runner scores. The other to second. So G runner at first goes to third. I think that was Bergman. We'll find out. And the result was on this single to left, 1 runner scores, other to second. So we got the guy on second gonna score. He can go to third, and I think that's Bergman over there. And then you see the green down here. That means right here he was facing a lefty. Lou Whitaker. No, he was not a lefty on that. That's a righty. No, he bats left. So in order for that to be a hit against a pitcher, it has to be a higher dice roll than his number here. So 26, we rolled a 64. So if it was lower than that, he would have been out. So that's how we got a hit. So let's see what happens here. Boom, they score the run. They stay at second. So it must have been Howard Johnson on over there. They don't tell you. You got to probably write this down if you want to know. Let's see. No, Howard Johnson struck out. Bergman was on. Bergman. Keep saying Bergman. Bergman. All right. Doug Hunt's going for the Tigers. All right, my man. Here we go. Alan Trammell now. And Doug, do you know how this works? If not, let me know, and I'll run through a play for you to show you how the cards work. Just let me know. All right, Alan Trammell trying to bring in some more runs, and he's going to strike out with a 13 PRN. So right here's the dice roll. Your first dice roll, 64. Right there, 13. And this just tells you what it is. If you play the cards and dice, or if you do this, you get the game. You can just bring the charts up yourself and see how the game works and get a feel for it, because after about 2-3 games, you'll know everything. So that's going to be an out, and we're going to go to the top of the fourth now. Detroit 5-0. All right, here we go. Hal McRae up. He had no stolen bases, but got caught one time. Wilcox got 25 stamina. He pitched 12 batters. And he's going to roll. He's out at first with a 22. That's randomized filled in here, so it changes up on like error checks and that, so it's not going to the same guy all the time on the plays. So that's when you see a different number from the PRN from that. That's what they do. It makes the game a little bit better, a little better. So that'll be an out. Okay. You played the whole season? Just one team, or every team? All right, Frank White. I think is Frank White. Yep, Frank White up now. He had 10 steals and got caught 4 times. Rolls a 27. It's into a 6-3. George Brett fires over to first. Balboni for the out. I'm sorry, not George Brett. I'm thinking the Tigers are still up. And that'll be Howard Johnson firing over to Bergman on that play. And we got 2 down now. Balboni up now. 1 still. Got caught once in 85. And he's going to strike out. And we're going to end the inning there. That's 2 out. That's 3 outs. And still after going to the top of the 5th, 5-0. Let's go to the box score. Okay. Yeah. I'm planning on probably doing an 87 Tigers replay with this, because it's so much faster than just having the cards and that out. But here's the old box score. You can see all the hits. And over here, Wilcox got 6 Ks in 4 innings. It's pitching great for the Tigers right now. All right, that brings up Kirk Gibson, had 29 steals and got caught 9 times. Sparky must had to be doing a lot of hit and running with this team. Let's roll. LeBrant's in there. And he rolled an 8. That's going to be a line drive out to right field, and that's going to be Lonnie Smith making the grab. Lance Parrish, even the catcher, is stealing 2 stolen bases, 3 times caught. 33. Got a fly out to second base. That's going to be Frank White making the grab. 2 down. LeBrant settled down a little here in the 5th inning. He's got 30 batters he could face. He's at 22. Let's roll. Darrell Evans even had 2 stolen bases and got caught twice. 13, that's a strikeout. And Wilcox is still dealing away, shutting down the Royals here. Nope, I'm sorry, that was LeBrant. Thinking Wilcox. LeBrant was had a good inning there. He's got 7 batters left. And Wilcox is still in there. He still faced 10 more batters before he starts losing his stamina. And we got Darryl Motley up now, 6 stolen bases, 4 caught on the year. 24 out at first, a 6-3 put out. That's going to be Concepcion making the play. Jim Sundberg, no stolen bases, but got caught 2 times. Yep, that's how I found out about it about a couple years ago with it. Yep, and I had trouble before I started playing this where I couldn't even change the players when I had a game going. Here, I couldn't use the tab, I couldn't change the pitcher, and I posted over in the Delphi forum when they update the game, and man, they got back to me right quick, and they fixed it. I sent them this Excel file I had, and he fixed it for me in like one day and sent it back to me, and everything's been working fine now. So they're on the ball, man. Can't beat it. And Sundberg, yep, he's already made the out, so we'll end that at bat. 2 down. Concepcion's up. He stole 4 times, got caught 4 times. And that's a 6-3 put out by Alan Trammell. They go down 1, 2, 3. And that brings up Larry Herndon. He has 6 stolen bases and 2 caught stealing. They're going to leave LeBron in there. And 31, that's going to be a fly out to center field. And playing out there is White. He makes the grab. Chet Lemon up now. He had 5 stolen bases and 5 caught stealing. He rolls a 1. That's a home run out to right center field for Chet Lemon to put the Tigers up 6-0 now. And I think they're going to make a pitching change to get LeBron out of there. That's too many. No sense leaving him in. 2 shots he's given up today. And we're going to find somebody to just take his spot. Let's see who's got some innings in him. He only could pitch to 8. Let's see if we could find somebody who's got more stamina. 10. 4. This doesn't show up the drop down screen for you guys to see all the players. Why, I'm not for sure on that one. But since we're in here, we'll bring in Brett Saberhagen for him. It's just an exhibition match. Yeah, they jumped on my problem real quick, man. I appreciated it too, because I wasn't going to play it anymore. I was just going to give up and go on to something else. But they were real quick to do it for guys who are making a free game for you. All right, Saberhagen's in there. He had 2.87 ERA, 120 games, so 6 losses. And Bergman's up the bat with 1 out. Top of the 6th. Rolls a 31. That's going to be a fly out to center field. White's under it. Makes the grab. Howard Johnson up now. He had 10 stolen bases, caught 6 times. 35. That's going to be a foul out over to George Brett. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th now. Wilcox still got 18. Faced 18 people. 25 left batters. All right, let's roll. Frank White. Wilcox pitching great. Rolls a 31. Fly out to Chet Lemon. Lonnie Smith now. I think I already said that. He had 40 stolen bases, 7 caught. And he got a 14C. That's going to be a base on balls. So they got a man on first now. George Brett up now. He needs to get something happening for him. And George Brett comes through with a double to center. The runner scores. George Brett coming through. Bring in the run. Hal McRae now. See if he can back up old Brett there and bring him in also. 13. That's going to be a strikeout. Third strike gets past the catcher. Batter out at first. And he's going to hold at second, George Brett. Frank White. 22 homers. A man in scoring position. That's a 9. That's going to be a single through short. Runner to third. Is George Brett a G runner? Let's go over here. He's not. He's neutral, basically. So he's going to be held up at third. First and third now. Bell Boney up. 36 home runs. If he can hit a shot here, they'll be down by 2. Wilcox in a little trouble now. Basically 2 batters left. Rolls a 8. That's another single. 1 runner scores. Other to third. P runner at first holds at second. And White is on from the thing there. Let's see. He flat out. Lonnie Smith's on. Lonnie Smith has a G, so he's going to end up going to third. Just like that, it's 6-2 now. They're gonna let Wilcox go. Motley back up. He rolls a 1, and that's a home run to extreme left field. Oh my gosh. They are down by 1 now. Motley with a monster home run down the line. 6-5. Can you believe it? Yep, that's what mine too corrupted. Yep. I'm glad they fixed it for me right away. They're going to bring Wilcox out. Let's see. We're just going to go down here. Let's find some guys. Yeah, we'll bring in Mason. He's got an 18. All right. Sundberg up now. Mason and Roger Mason had a 4.5 ERA. Oh, man. He might not be there. He pitched only in 2 games. 22 batters. This could be trouble. Well, we're going to go with it. Here we go. Hold on. Sundberg hit the homer, didn't he? Yeah, double to right. Yeah. Nope, he didn't. We took him out. Yep, so we got a 13. That's going to be a strikeout. And they get out of the inning, but it's 6-5 now. Man, that's been happening to the Tigers every game I've been playing. Yeah, that's what I say too about, you don't see hardly anybody playing this, not even the cards and dice either. Especially with this Excel reader. So quick and easy. Play a lot of games. I like it. It's real fast. Not much chart stuff. Basically the thing you have to remember if you play the cards and dice part is the hitting out versus the pitcher. And then the fielding error rating on the hitting out also. After that, it's nothing. Yep, everything's free. All right, Saberhagen's still in there, Sweet Lou up, and we're in the 7th. Tigers in all these exhibition games are just struggling to hold a lead. Pitchers do real great, and then towards the end of their stamina, they fall apart. So we roll a 28 for Lou Whitaker. It's a 6-3 put out. Concepcion makes that one. Ellen Trammell up now. Rolls a 34 and he strikes out. So Saberhagen keeping them in the game. Kirk Gibson up now. Rolls 11. That's a single to left. Batter then still second on the second pitch. And the next batter, the catcher throws the ball into center field. Runner takes third to EC. 1-1 count on the batter. So Gibby getting on base and then getting a steal and heads over to third on an error. Can Lance Parrish bring in this much needed run for the Tigers? Rolls a 9. That's a fly out to left field, and he's going to strand Gibby over at third. Bottom of the 7th, 6-5. Go to the box score real quick. Man, Milt Wilcox was doing real great till that last inning. He was in there. 7 Ks. And everybody, Kirk Gibson's the hot one this game. He had the home run back there. All right, here we go. Mason's still in there. Got 18. Concepcion's in. 30. That's going to be a fly out to Larry Herndon. And Frank White back up. It rolls a 8. That's a single to left. Larry Herndon picks it up, throws it to second. Lonnie Smith now. Can he move him over? Lonnie's got 6. Oh, he's at a 2 for hit and run. With the game, the instruction that say you shouldn't do no more than 3 hit and runs in a game. Well, they got 1 out, so we're not going to do it. Okay, here we're going to roll for Lonnie. 34, that's a first on an error. Runner to second. So now they got runners on first and second with 1 out now. Do they put the hit and run out? No, not with George Brett. George Brett up. Here it is. 26, infield fly. Oh, George Brett can't bring in the much needed run. It could come back and haunt him. 2 down. Hal McRae now. And he's on with a fielder's choice runner out at second. So we got 2 outs. So that's going to be a 5-4 put out from Howard Johnson over to Sweet Lou Whitaker. And they get out of the inning. And Mason come in pitching pretty good for Detroit. Got in trouble there, but got out of it. Okay, Saberhagen's still in there. It doesn't show a pitch count, probably because he's in relief. I'll probably leave him in there maybe for about 15. I'll say about 15 batters, and we'll take him out. All right, Darrell Evans now. We're in the top of the 8th, of 14, 2 balls. Let's roll again. 13, that's a strikeout. Goes down looking. Larry Herndon now. Yeah, he's out at first. That's going to be picked up by Saberhagen. Fired over to Bell Boney. 2 down. Chet Lemon now. Let's see. Can we sack bunt? No, I don't think you try to bunt for it. We're going to try bunt for a hit with Chet Lemon. From what I remember, I think he would try that kind of stuff and then try to slide head first in the first base. It was just awesome all the time. He was the only guy to do it that I ever saw. Here we go. And cannot use bunt for a hit. All right, can't do it. Go back. It would have been awesome if it worked. Here we go. We'll roll. 31. He flies out to center field, out to White. And we're going to the bottom of the 8th now. We're gonna leave. We're gonna bring in Juan Berenguer. Oh, not him. There's Juan Berenguer. You can't see the drop down list. He's got 50. Well, they ain't gonna show it, but I gotta click on it first. He had a 3.48 ERA. He was 11-10. He pitched in 27 games. All right, he's taking on Frank White. No outs. He rolls a 13. He strikes him out looking. So he's got 15 for Stanima. All right, Belboni up now. Another 13. That's another strikeout. Darryl Motley now. Berenguer. Yeah, Berenguer handed it to him right now. 25. 3 strikeouts for Berenguer. He strikes out the side. And you know who's coming in next for the Tigers. The MVP of the season. Hernandez. Coming in to lock him down in the 9th. All right, Bergman's up. Let's try something. We're going to do a pinch hitter for you. I'm going to bring in, where are you at? Brookins. Tom Brookins coming in for you guys. Over at third base. Here we go. I get a 13 and he strikes out looking. Howard Johnson. Well, I messed up there. I'm going to have to bring in a first baseman now. I meant to do it for Howard Johnson. Oh, right. All right, we'll fix that. Howard Johnson now. 8. He hits the line drive out to right field. That's over to Motley. I think that's probably his first play of the day. Lou Whitaker back up. That's a single over short with the 9. So he's on. Alan Trammell now. 2 down. We're going to roll. 31. That's a fly out to center field to White. And that's going to end the inning. Top. Defense needs updating. So we got to go over to defense. Let's see. Can he play for... I might have to change him. Let's see. I don't know who played first. Let's see. I know what I'm going to do. I don't know if they'll let me, but... we're going to just change him to a 1. See what happens. Let's see if it affects him any. For Brookins. It could. His defense looks pretty bad. And that says there's an error there, so not familiar with these other guys if they could play first for them. I'm going to do, I don't think he's supposed to do this, but I know he can play it. And they're saying I still got an error on this. Let's see. Still an error, so it's not going to work. Let's see, DH. Yep, I messed up on that. So I'm going to try to see if I can find somebody for it. Let's see, 1. And it looks like they're going to let him stay. Well, they're saying error, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. I'm going to bring in Hernandez. We'll go from there. Here we go. Let's see what happens if they'll let me pitch. Sundberg's up. And defense needs updating. 1, 2. Okay, that's what happened. 1, 2, 3. That's why. I'm putting 1 because I'm taking first base. There we go. He's probably going to be terrible over there. Here we go. Sundberg's up. Rows of 14. Base on ball is not good already for Willie Hernandez. He had a 1.92 ERA. He had 32 saves. He was 9-3. And guys, for a closer. He played in 80 games, pitched in 80 games, and he went 140 innings. You'll never see that again. Here we go. In that at bat, man on first, Willie fell the Tigers. 45, another base on balls. Oh man. Man on first and second now. Here we go. Hernandez in trouble. Oh, runner scores. Frank White brings in a run. One runner scores, other to second. Oh, Hernandez blows it, folks. Lonnie Smith now. Can Lonnie bring in the winning run? That's a fly out to right field. The runner holds. That's one out. It's getting tense out here. George Brett up now. Can he seal it? And he flies out. The runner holds with an 8. George Brett doesn't come through. Can Hal McRae now do it? And he flies out also. A chance of winning it. And they fell. 3 guys. And we're going to the 10th inning now. Saberhagen's got about 3 more batters. And we're going to take him out. Kirk Gibson's up. He's been the star of the game. And he hits into a 6-3 out to Concepcion. Lance Parrish now. 9. He singles over short. So he's on. That brings up Darrell Evans. And they're going to hit and run. Here we go. Yeah, 11. His hit and run was 2. Runner picked off first. What a play by Saberhagen. Wow. So he's out. That should be already taken account for. It is. So we rolled again. That's a home run for Darrell Evans. What a shot. The Tigers take the lead with 2 outs. Darrell Evans comes through after a botched hit and run where he missed the ball and call it was picked off. All right, Larry Herndon. He rolls a 8, single to left center, and they got to get Saberhagen out of there. And let's bring in this guy, Ferreira. They're bringing in Ferreira. He's a 7.94 ERA with no wins or losses. So he played in 2 games. Yeah, must came in for like an out. Here we go. Chet Lemon up. Single, line drive to left, runner to second. They're going to take him out. Let's see what he's done. Gabukaza, 4.06 ERA. He was 14-10. Man on first and second, 2 outs. Glenn Abbott up the bat. And he is a pitcher. Oh, he's a pitcher, folks, playing first. Oh, man. He rolls a 36. A wild pitch, runners advance. 1 base. Can you believe that? He rolls a 14. He gets a base on balls. That brings up Hojo now with bases loaded. He rolls a 40. Wild pitch. Runners advance 1 base. They're going to believe that's going to score a run. Hold on. That's a wild pitch. So it is 8-6 now. 27. He hits into a 5-3 put out. That's going to be George Brett ending the rally by the Tigers. And Hernandez has got 1 batter before he tires a little bit more. So Frank White's up. They're going to leave him in. See if Hernandez can actually shut him down. And that's going to be a 26. That's an out at first. That's going to be over to Lou Whitaker. He fires the first for the first out. He's tired now, Hernandez. Let's just stay with him, Balboni. Rolls a 13. That's a strikeout. Down to their last batter, Motley now. A 6. He doubles a right center with a big hit. The second row went over here at 42. Got that 6. And that brings up Sundberg now. Can he tie it back up here? In the bottom of the 10th. He rolls a 31 fly out to Chet Lemon. That's going to be the game. Unbelievable. With the pitcher playing first base and getting the base on balls by Abbott. The Tigers will win this in 10 innings, 8-6. What a game. That was awesome. The Tigers in all my replays here have always come around in the late innings and falling apart, letting after their starting pitcher shuts everybody down. They end up giving up a bunch of runs every time. Except against the first one I played against the Athletics, they just got destroyed. All right, thanks for watching, guys. And Doug Hunt, thanks for showing up, man. Watching the game, appreciate it. All right, everybody stay tuned for another replay.